All right. Hey, everybody. So good to see you guys. I know everybody has been doing different vacations and all the summer things. So thank you guys for taking time to hop on. I know it can be easy during the summer to like lose track of time. And, I realized it was 7:30. I'm like, oh, I gotta go. So thank you guys for your time as always. And we will just start because I know Brittany loves to start by, just different celebrations that you might have had for the week or anything exciting that you have to share. Tell me something good. So if anybody wants to unmute and share something exciting in your life happening, something with Plexus, unmute and share.
Well, I am the unit president of our American Legion Auxiliary, and we had our convention, and we won awards, and we raised $3,074 for our president's special project for the honor flights to help with the military to go to Washington, D.C.
Yes.
So I'm so excited.
That's amazing. That's so good. My friend Liz used to welcome them and give the tours for the honor flights.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is so cool. That's really cool. Very good. What else? Well, I finally packed my hospital bag, you guys. That's a win. It is packed. So snack bag is packed. I feel pretty ready. I told Nicole, I said, now I just need my Plexus order and my Amazon order, and then he can come. So, all right, hold on. Kim said, she had an ambassador that has been inactive for quite a while reach out to her earlier today to let her know that she wants to get back on track and was going to get her subscription going back again because she's feeling good after getting back on track. That's amazing, Kim. That's awesome. And Kim, I saw your message. I just haven't been able to read it yet. So that is so exciting. I love when that happens. So yes, don't lose hope on people, you guys. Like, keep loving on them because you never know when they'll be back and ready to go. All right, anybody else? Really? Don't be bashful. You can type it.
We had a good vacation.
Good.
Suzanne and Josh and the kids. And so I think that's why they're so excited to see me, because they saw me for like a whole week. So it's like, oh, there's Dana. Woo-hoo.
They asked if you're going to the hotel to see you.
That's what they said. I'll see him soon.
That's awesome. Yeah, your vacation.
It was the best week. So yay. And the weather just cooperated. So yay. And I know it's going to be bad now in Florida, but it was the best week. So we're thankful.
Good. Nicole, were you going to say something?
Yeah, so my good news is we are making progress on our back porch. It's been over 13 months of a renovation and it's been crazy. But also Plexus related, I have someone else who wants to do the business. So that's very exciting.
Yay, good news all around. I love it. Yeah. And is it the same person that you've been like kind of persisting with for a while? Yeah. So ask again, ladies, because Nicole's been not on her, but like you just present the opportunity many times. Yeah. I love that. Cool. All right. So I will go ahead and get started. And then that way I always like to leave it open for any questions or comments, and just feel free to chime in as I'm sharing. If you have input or you have questions, don't hesitate to interrupt me. But the reason I wanted to kind of revisit social media, can you guys still see me when I did? Okay. Is because one, I know that we have some new people, newer people, and social media has changed so much since I feel like some of us have started. And so there's just, some of us started, 1, 2, 3 years ago, and even after a year ago, like I feel like it's changed. And then also to be able to, as we have new people that are kind of willing to share or do posts here and there, that we're able to coach them on just simple do's and don'ts of social media. And so I'm going to pull up my notes here. Give me just a second. So today, you know, yes, we have Instagram. Yes, we have Facebook, right? And we know that while there are a lot of similarities, there are also a lot of differences. And I know that a lot of us have both. And so I'm just going to try and give you some like down and dirty, as I call it, down and dirty tips that like can be used for both, like do's and don'ts. But before I do that, I just wanted to remind us all, like, why, and like think about, why do we post? Why are we on social media? Well, we're on social media because we are in the social selling industry, right? And social selling uses social media to tap the right prospects, to build your brand awareness, and establish relationships with potential customers. And I love that last piece there. Again, like social media is all about the connections, right? It's about establishing those relationships and then having those people turn into potential customers. And so we need to remember that when we are posting and things, that we are thinking about adding value to people, and just, again, that connection piece, right? That's why people are on social media, is to connect with others. It also, something I read said social selling is about leveraging your social networks. So really nourishing those networks, reaching out to people that maybe you haven't reached out to in a while, or that you wouldn't otherwise be able to connect with. Like, I know that I have smaller groups of friends in different countries, and without social media, I wouldn't be able to connect with them. So using that to just, again, stay connected, attract the right prospects, and build those trusted relationships, okay? So, answering prospects and potential buyers' questions through thoughtful content and social interactions. And I love that piece about thoughtful content. And I'm going to talk about that as part of the do's. So when we are posting, we want to make sure that everything is intentional. And I used to be so guilty, especially when I started. So keep in mind, everyone's on their own journey, right? Like, you might just be starting out and dabbling with sharing here and there. But I used to just post on a whim, or I would stress out and wake up in the morning and think, oh my gosh, I have to make a post. Like, I have to do it right now. And then it was not intentional at all. And yes, it may have reached some people. But looking back, like, there was no rhyme or reason to it, really, if that makes sense. So does anybody have any questions so far, or like any comments that you want to share or resonate with before I move on to like some do's and don'ts?
I do have a quick question.
Yeah.
So, not to name names, one of my daughters, and Suzanne knows who it is, or maybe she doesn't, because it's not her, asked, like, said she mutes all her friends that have any kind of selling, and I can't believe this is you, and if it wasn't you, I would have muted you. Okay. So I know, look at your face. Sorry, Victoria. So it just really upsets me that some people are probably don't like that we're using social media to try to sell products, even though it's helped us and we're looking great and we feel great and everything's going well. So I don't know. It's really like, I have got like hollered at for, if it wasn't you, I would have already muted you. It's like, oh, whoops. I can't believe you turned into this person. So I'm just bringing it out just to point out I'm sure there's people that don't like it. So I'm just asking, do we just go past that? Don't do as much posting, or what do you recommend? Sorry, maybe I shouldn't have said anything, but
No,
that's
great.
It came up yesterday, so here we are.
So you said one of your daughters has had somebody say that to her.
No, she does that.
She says it to you guys?
She says she mutes all her friends who post like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. So I will say, yes. I mean, you will have people that will roll their eyes and I can't believe you're doing this and things like that. And I'll touch on a little bit on like that balance between posting too much Plexus or social selling versus personal and all of that. I'll touch on that. But yeah, for sure. I mean, you're going to have people, and you know what I say? You can keep on scrolling, like just keep on scrolling. And it's no different than all the sponsor ads that you get on Instagram when you're scrolling stories, or the adverts, even on Facebook, like, oh, I'm searching all these baby clothes and like swaddles and things. And then all of a sudden on my Facebook, I have like all this baby stuff, right? Like, I just don't think it's any different. I think that people just, they, as Megan says, like, we're going to be misunderstood, and that's okay. Like, we want to reach those people who are ready for health and happiness. And so if they want to keep on scrolling, then that's fine. Like, it's okay. So that would be my answer to that.
And can I touch on this too? So in the beginning, I really struggled with this based on what some of my very close friends were saying to me. And they would do this as well. They would snooze people for like 30 days or whatever it may be. But the funny thing is they haven't done that to me yet. And I feel like it's only a matter of time before they come around. Does that make sense to you? For example, like, I did not want to post, and I was afraid of it based on what they were thinking initially. And this is, 2 years ago now. And so I wouldn't post, and then I felt icky that I wasn't posting because I know that people need these products. Like, you need them, I need them. So who cares what they think? They don't have the mindset, or they don't know what they don't know, right? So they're not willing to have an open mind about it. And if they're going to be closed-minded like that, do you really want to try to help them at this point anyways? They would probably be so draining that it would take so much of your bandwidth. But don't think for a second that they're not watching, because they are. And they may be battling like inner demons, like, oh, I do need this, but I don't want that person to be right, or I made negative comments, so I don't want to jump on that bandwagon. But I feel like eventually they will come around.
Yeah, I love that. And consistency is key too, right? Like, in my 3 years of doing this, I still have some people that, just reach out to me and say, I've been watching you for 3 years, and like, then they are ready. And so it's interesting, they may have, and a lot of these people have said no to me too before that I've personally messaged. So just continuing to show up for yourself and for those people who are ready, I think is, just keep that in your mind. But I mean, I empathize. It can be very discouraging as well.
I've also had like people that I've messaged tell me, like, say to me, I can't believe you're doing this, and be very, very rude to me. And now they are on my team. So don't give up on them. Like, they do want it. They just aren't mentally ready.
Yes, I would agree. Love that. Yeah, thanks for the questions, guys. I love the interactive Zooms like this. Cool. Okay, so I'll just go over a couple of do's and don'ts for social media, and like finding that fine balance where you don't want to come on too strong with that sales pitch, right? We don't want to be posting Plexus all the time and seem like desperate. And it kind of goes along with scarcity mindset too. Like, oh my gosh, I have to post Plexus every day. You don't have to do every day. I think at convention, they said, well, this is what I do. And I think that maybe some other people do the same thing, but I do 5 days a week. Like, I take 2 days off. I post 5 days a week. This is Facebook, mind you. And usually about I would say 2 of those posts are Plexus posts, 2 or 3, depending on the week. And then I do incorporate more Plexus in my stories. Okay, so you can do that. But you don't want to come on too strong. And when you are posting about Plexus, try to make it relatable and tell a story, and you know, find different angles to capture, you know, I guess what I'm trying to say is have variety, right? Like if you see the same commercial on all the time, you're going to get kind of bored of it. But if you if you have different, you know, like the Super Bowl commercials, those are so creative and clever, and they're very different, like they catch your attention. That's what we want to do. So even just different picture angles and things like that are really helpful when you are posting. Okay, so I'm just going to run through these, and I'll send you, this is actually a graphic I found that I loved, so I'll put it in the 2021 chat. But it says the first thing that you should do is set goals. Okay, so what is your goal for social selling through social media? Like, what do you hope to gain? And being specific with that, like how many people do you want to contact per day? How many leads would you ideally like to generate from a post? Answering those kind of questions on the front end are going to help you stay focused and like really measure your success. And it says, don't just wing it. Don't just jump into social selling and posting all the time without a plan, because that's when, you know, if you're just posting, like all the time about Plexus, that's when people are going to keep scrolling and it's just going to become white noise. So you want to have a plan and a goal. Okay. And then it says, do engage. So you want to make sure, again, remember social media is all about that connection piece. So you really want to be connecting one-on-one communication with people. So don't just, like it says, don't broadcast, like don't just post a bunch of stuff and then never engage with anybody. Like those posts can be used to such advantage. If you do a Plexus post, take a look, who engaged? Reach out to them, connect with them one-on-one, right? It doesn't have to be a comment. If they like it and they're not in Plexus, like make sure you reach out to them and say, hey, even if it's just, hey, thank you so much for loving on my post. I really appreciate it. Did it pique your interest? Or, you know, it depends on the post, or if it's a vulnerable post, thank you for loving on my post. That was, you know, really uncomfortable for me to do. I really appreciate your support. And starting that one-on-one connection with them is super helpful. So really important to engage, and not just on your own posts, but on other people's posts too. And we've talked about how, right, you don't just want to like click the like button and the heart button, but really think about, you know, how can you add value through a comment, and how can you make somebody's day through a nice comment, right? So do engage with other people, do be authentic, okay? Just be yourself, show your personality. If you see somebody that has a great post, that's fine. You can definitely use that as an idea, but take it and put it in your own words as if you were talking. And I'll do that a lot when I'm planning out my posts. I kind of like talk to myself in my head as I'm typing, so that it sounds like me and I kind of have my own style. So don't be fake, right? We want you to be you, because we all have so many amazing strengths on this team, and we all have something really unique to bring. So be you. I'm just gonna read the comments, make sure I'm not. Oh yeah, try to think of a specific person before you post. That's good, Danielle. I love that. Yes, for sure. Like you're talking to that person. I love that, especially for like if you want to share the business opportunity. Absolutely. Do add value. We've talked about that a lot. So think about different ways that you can add value to people. Whether that is through a post or through a conversation or through your stories. You don't just want to sell, right? We don't just want to slap up a Plexus graphic and, you know, just say like $20 off. That's great. And I love, you know, there is a time and place to make that sale post, or that you have a deal going on. Absolutely. But we don't want to also devalue our products and be posting sales all the time. So just keep in mind that balance, which goes back to being intentional and setting goals and like setting a plan for your social media posts so you can really see throughout the week, do I have that balance? Okay, and then the last couple, do listen. Okay, social media is a great source of useful information that you can learn from, and your customers, you can also like learn about potential customers' pain points, right? If somebody makes a post about being tired or, you know, fatigued or GI issues or all the things, like reach out to them, but don't blast them with messages like, I've got plexus and this is going to change your life. Like reach out, empathize. I always use the feel, felt, found method. Like really try to empathize with them and listen to what they are going through. Maybe plexus isn't what they need right now. Maybe it is. If it's not, don't just, you know, stop all conversation. See if you can add value in different ways. So for example, like I have somebody who had a lot of GI issues and she wasn't ready for plexus, but I sent her the link to this FODMAP book that I have that talks about different recipes and foods that you can stick to help with IBS and GI issues. And so she was really appreciative of that and that I wasn't just trying to push plexus on her. Yes, I will keep, you know, circling back, but I found another way to add value. So really listening is super important. And then the last one is do build trust. So at the end of the day, the best way to close that sale is to establish yourself as a trusted resource to your prospects. And again, that's going to go back to consistency with this business, and with sharing and being consistent with the products too. People are going to trust you if you've, showed up and been consistent, and, continue to provide value to them. So don't just try to close or treat your social connections like any other prospect, right? It says to use social media, again, as that trusted resource and adding value. But when you want to close the deal, right, that's when you reach out individually. Maybe you hop on the phone with them, or you set up a time to talk via voice clip, those kinds of things to make it really personal for them. So those were just some quick, like I said, do's and don'ts. I can put that graphic in the 2021 chat, just so you can keep it and kind of keep it in the back of your mind. But what questions, again, do you have, or what are some of your biggest struggles, or even wins about social media that you find that come easily to you? So we can just kind of open it up and talk through things, learn from each other. I find it, okay, Audrey asked, is there a template on what to post? So I can definitely share a template, Audrey. When I first started, I used to go through and think like, okay, Monday motivation, but I wouldn't just try to grab like a motivational quote and just, again, slap it up there. I really reflected on something that resonated with me and I shared it. And then I would say why this quote resonated with me today. And then I would do like Testimony Tuesday, something with Wellness Wednesday. I think Thursdays I did like family, or maybe Friday. So yeah, I can send a template that you can use to start. And also, again, just kind of planning out like Sunday through Saturday, knowing that you can take 2 days off, that's fine. And just seeing, okay, how many plexus posts do I have? Do I have 2 to 3? Is it about the product? Is it about the business? Like, do I have, a variety? Just really so you can see that bigger picture of what your audience might be seeing, if that makes sense. because sometimes we can get lost in our posts, you know, in the day-to-day of like scrolling through and, you know, making our own posts, that we don't get to see that big picture, whereas our audience does, because they're scrolling through and seeing what we're posting. Does that make sense? Okay. Suzanne, I kind of liked the guess how many, closest winner wins a sample. Oh yeah, that is a good one. Yep. Yeah, that is interactive. And it can even be something like that you want value from too. I do this all the time. Like, and I think a few of others have done this too. You know, we were looking for a crock pot or a air fryer or something. Like, people love to give their opinion. So if you need value in your life, like you're looking for something, ask social media. Like, it could be the silliest thing, like with this baby, boy or girl, what's the due date? You know, like little things like that. People love to give, you know, give their input as well. I would say doing one of those engaging posts like once a week is totally fine, because people like to connect in, and that's another way to connect with people. So, anything else, you guys? I can definitely, yeah, make up a template. And also, when it comes to social media posting with newer friends, and I see that we have some new friends on here, I'm so excited, but with newer people that are starting to share, like just helping them with some of the verbiage and different post ideas, again, like just giving it to them and saying, hey, here's a post idea. Because I know when I first started, I wanted to do things the right way, even though there really isn't like a right way. And so they might just need that help to, you know, give them that confidence to post. So absolutely. All right, it's 9 o'clock. I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. Does anybody have any other questions, thoughts, struggles? No? All right, I'm just looking. I want to make sure. Well, thank you guys so much for hopping on. I love seeing all your faces again, and I really appreciate your time, because I know summer can be crazy. So I appreciate it, and I will get that graphic over to you guys, and then some kind of template and for posting, and we can go from there. All right. See you ladies later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.